So we've got to face the facts. And we really have to look at where are we. We can't design a future until we know where we are. We have to face the facts of our current reality. God is not measurable. So the church, we like to talk about God because we can't put a measuring stick on him. But money is a measurable thing. And money tells us on the outside how good we're doing on the inner game. Because money is simply a reward for us solving problems. And it's a reward for us bringing value to the world. So if we're not bringing very much value to the world, we're not going to have very much of it. Now, if you're 50 and over, here's the fact that you got to face. You should have at least $1.5 million in the bank already. So this should be a little wake-up call to some of you that you're behind. And remember, the first day I taught you, the number one thing most people lack, and I lacked in my life, was urgency. Why? Because we all get in comfort zones. And comfort zones, we rise to a place financially where we just get comfortable. And inside of a comfort zone becomes something, it becomes a zone that is a killing zone, not a comfort zone. It'll kill you. It'll wipe you out. It will hurt you. It will cause you pain. And so all of us have to continue to move up and say, I can't be comfortable at the financial status I'm at. But if you have no sense of urgency, if you don't realize, man, if I'm over 50, I don't have $1.5 million in the bank right now, here's where your future's heading. I hate to be a bearer of facts, but your future is heading towards, you will be part of the senior citizens right now that are in poverty, that are 200% below the poverty line. That's where you're heading. Or you'll be a part of the other third of senior citizens who are above the poverty line only because Social Security helps them get them over the line. So I just want to create a sense of urgency, say, wow, I got to do something. And the time to do it's now. In your 50s, you can begin to build. It's not too late. Even in your 60s, you can start. You've got a decade to start doing something to make a difference and a fortune. It's not too late. If you're 50 and under, you're going to need approximately $3.3 million in the bank by the time you get to your 60s. And that will help you just live a middle-class life. That's it. Because when economists, when you do the numbers, when you factor in inflation and all the things that are going on, this is what economists are saying that the average person is going to need. So we got to realize, right, that it's no longer a thought of, do I want to be a millionaire? You have to be. This has to be a goal that you set for your life, or else you're going to be in big trouble. Now, remember, I said all of us need to set a goal to become a millionaire, not for the money, but who will have to become in order to achieve such a lofty goal. Now, here's our challenge, right? The last 20 years, inflation has gone up and earnings have not gone up. That's the challenge that we face. And all of a sudden, now that inflation has gone 10%, it's like shocking everybody. But actually, people have been in trouble way before now. And, you know, God bless his heart, Bernie Sanders. I mean, one thing you got to give a yay rah for that guy. That guy's out there. He's an old guy, and he's still like he's got a cause, right? You got to salute any man who has a cause for something. But really, he's been saying this. He's been thumping this. He says, "Hey, we got to raise income of minimum wage." And what's he noticing? He noticed about a decade ago that, hey, inflation's gone up, wages are not going up, they're staying flat. And now what's happened? People are in serious income problems. Now, and that's not a plug for politics. All right? But I'm just telling you what's really happening, and voices that are bringing us to a place of awareness about this. Now in 2020, think about this. Inflation increased 10%. I think it's more. But income has only increased 5%. So you got to see that when you look to your future, inflation is going to continue to rise. It's not going to stop. I mean, many of you who are on this call today, we will have flying cars in the future. They are a reality, and they are going to be expensive. Your future is going to be expensive. And so we can't play around anymore. And so the old school is, we used to say, hey, you want to be a millionaire. Today the bar is right. It has risen. Nobody's saying you need to be a millionaire anymore. Now it's you need to be a billionaire or a trillionaire. Everybody's talking billions. Everybody's talking trillions. Did you notice that? Nobody's talking about millionaire anymore. Why? Because the bar has gone up. That's old school millionaire. New school is, man, I got to think like a billionaire. I got to learn billionaire how they think. Old school is, man, I just want to make six figures. I want to make $100,000 a year. That's old school. That's not enough. And I taught you in the first, I think session number 2, how you really need goals at 300 to 400,000 is the starting line, not just $100,000. $100,000 is still considered upper middle class. The old school was slow way to wealth. Save a little bit, save, work really hard, save for 30, 40 years, and hopefully you can enjoy a wealthy lifestyle when you're old, and then you can go golf and play shuffleboard and live in a trailer. Down in Florida. That's the old school teaching. New school is, man, you can do it fast. You can do it in 3 to 5 years, maximum 10 years. You can turn this whole thing around if you have the right strategies. So I want to just present the facts, so hopefully this will stir you to say, man, I got to practice at one point where I says, you've got to move now. You got to do something now, not wait anymore. So day number 5 and your 5th money move is this. You need to move smart. See, that's why I wanted to give you those facts, because you need facts to understand that you need to do some smart moves right now. And we see that in Noah's life. There's a very interesting scripture, because we all know the story. The flood, right? Noah, build me an ark. God gives him a plan. Noah goes. He takes action. He immediately starts building this ark. And the floods come. It ends. The ship lands on the soil. Noah comes out, 2 of every animal. Plus he has seeds and he has things to start all over, to start anew. And an interesting scripture found in Genesis 9:20 says, and Noah. So remember, Noah before the flood was a ark builder. That's what he was. He was able to build boats, build an ark. He was an ark builder, professional ark builder. Obviously, he did a good job. But then in verse 20, it said, once he landed, it says, and Noah began to be a farmer. Oh my. Noah transitioned professions. Noah understood the season that he was dwelling in. My old season of building a boat is over with, and now I got to get into the season of the farming age. Because when you study history, you'll find that mankind evolved through ages. And the first age was called the hunter and gatherer age. That was the age where you went out, you gathered berries, you gathered food to eat, or you took a spear and you went out and you hunted animals to be able to eat and survive. That's called the hunter-gatherer age. So in the hunter-gatherer age, what did you want to be if you're going to survive? You want to be a hunter. You want to be a great hunter. You want to be a great gatherer. That's what you wanted to be in that season. Then we went from hunter-gatherer into what? The farming age. This was the age of Noah. If you're in a farming age, what do you want to do? You want to own land and you want to know how to farm. The farmers in the farming age thrived. So it was no longer, oh, I'm a great hunter. I'm glad you're a great hunter. Now you're going to be poor because now it's the farming age. You need to throw down your spear and you need to pick up some seed and learn how to plant in the soil, get a harvest and go sell it and trade it for goods. Then the farming age transitioned into the next age, which is what? The industrial age. And the industrial age is all about being a manufacturer. You wanted to be a manufacturer. You wanted to be Henry Ford. You wanted to be somebody who manufactured something and sold something. And in the manufacturer age, you were either going to be a manufacturer or in that age, you were going to get a job for the manufacturer. And the manufacturing age needed the farmers to stop farming and come work for them. So they gave them what we call security. We gave them security. Come work a guaranteed job. The farmers had to take a risk. You plant, there may be a storm, may wipe you out. You plant, you reap, but you only do it once a year. Manufacturers, we'll pay you every week. We'll give you a guaranteed salary. We'll give you this. We'll give you that. We'll give you a retirement. All giving them benefits to pull them out of being entrepreneur farmers to becoming employees for the manufacturers. And out of that, they realize these farmers aren't educated. So now we got to create a new message. Go to school. Get educated. Come work for us. Get a good job. And then retire. We'll see to it that you retire. That was the industrial age. And some people are still speaking the same language, even though the industrial age has ended. Now we are in the information age. What do you want to be in the information age? You want to be an educator, right? Something different than just giving out information. You want to be an educator who can systematically help people get from point A to point Z. And you can train them through e-learning on how to be able to do that. So we've got to be smart, and that was what Noah was. He transitioned. He said, wait a minute, I'm an ark builder. Now I got to become a farmer because I'm entering now into this thing called the farming age. Now, what we call this is convergence. Solomon taught us in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, it says there is a time and a purpose and a season for all things. Right? And we've got to know our seasons. Teach us, Lord, to number our days. Teach us to understand the seasons of life. And we've got to know what season we're in and work inside of that season so we're not fighting the season. The farmer that just in the industrial age that just said, I'm going to be a farmer, a lot of them had a really rough go about because they refused to transition. The hunters that didn't want to become farmers, they faced a really difficult time. And so here's the good news. We're in the information age. We're in the educational age. You want to own something. You want to have a stream, multiple streams of intellectual property out there that you can sell. that people will buy and give you money. And it's interesting because this business right here, this year hit the 300 billion mark. And what they're saying is that this industry is growing by 21% every year up until 2027. Listen, we got 5 years. You have 5 years. You're not behind the curve. This thing is on an upward swing, and you're not too late. You can get involved, but we got 5 years. That's not very long. But this is an amazing thing, and they're saying e-learning is going to become, by 2027, a $2 trillion a year industry. Everything's moving. It doesn't take much brains to figure this out. Everything is moving to online education. Maybe some of us here, some of you young ones here will live to see a day where those big buildings for universities will no longer be needed. I believe that day is coming, where we'll see big university buildings with nobody in them. Maybe they can help the homeless with it. I don't know. So in this time, when we look at things like what's the best thing that we want to be involved in? Well, there's three things. We know there's three big problems. Aging old people. The baby boomers are getting old. We're going to need to figure out how do we take care of them. The second big thing that's happening is obesity and addictions. People are becoming more obese today. I mean, take a look at some of these kids. Just go down to where kids are hanging out at the local school. They're getting on buses. Just take a look. Take a look at some of the kids, how it's already starting with them. Obesity is a massive problem. Health is a massive problem. And then so the other big opportunity is online learning. Those three things, I think, is where the hockey puck is going, and we got to anticipate that. Now, it's interesting as we look at this. I want to show you this on the screen. I call this 4 levels of income. I use 4 M's to illustrate it. On the bottom of the mountain, because we want to climb to the top, to the summit. On the bottom of the mountain is muscle. The second one is management. The third one is mouth. And the fourth one is imagine action. That's what I call it. You want to be up here in the 1 million to 1 billion plus range making this per year. Now, down here on the mountain is what's called muscle, right? Down here, you are limited because you have to use your what? Your muscles to be able to make money. Generally down here, you have to work at a job using your muscles or typing on a keyboard, doing something that's manual labor, and you're going to make somewhere between $20,000 to $80,000, and you're stuck. Now, it's good that there's a line between each one of these because at each level, it takes growth out of you. It takes a commitment to leave behind money move number one, to leave something behind to go to something else, to leave using your muscles to moving into management. So what you'll find in management levels, you'll find people will pay you to manage other people who are using their muscles. Because we need somebody to oversee somebody who's using their muscles. So some of you may be using, at a job, you're using your muscles right now, and you need a manager to oversee you. You got somebody you answer to. Not the owner, but the manager. Now, management, you'll make somewhere between $40,000 and $250,000 a year. You can go to McDonald's and manage a McDonald's for $40K a year. And what are you doing? You're overseeing other people flipping hamburgers. The maximum amount you'll make in management is about $250. That's the going rate for managers all over the place. But here at this level, you're capped. You can't go beyond that. Where do you want to be? You need to be at 300 to 400. That's your starting point. So we got a problem here. So what you want to do is you want to go to the next level. What's the next level? The next level is 100K to 100 million. The next one is mouth. You begin to use your mouth. Now you move from management to leadership. This is where, right? This is where now you're owning your own business and you have somebody else managing someone else using their muscles to help you. But you're using your mouth to motivate people into the future to achieve something big. Then when you get beyond the mouth, you get into the mind or the imagination. Now these are the top earners. You stop using your muscles. You use your mind. You use your imagination. Now you're talking 1 million to 1 billion plus. This is why Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. Elon is using his imagination to get richer and richer and richer and richer. Because he's just coming up with solutions, outrageous solutions to problems in the world. And he's getting rich. So where you want to be is right here. You want something that you can be, you're leading, you're using your imagination. Now, what are some of those things? When I was in my mother-in-law's house, right, I had some choices. When I was at the bottom, I had some choices that I needed to make, right? Now, let me show you these. I'm sitting here thinking, how am I going to get out of this? What's my best path to get to $1 million? Okay? What's my best path? I want you to write that down. What's my best path to get to $1 million fast? That's what you got to be asking yourself. What's my fastest path? So when I was in my mother-in-law's house, I asked myself that question. And there's basically 5 different ways to become a millionaire. Fast, right? Number 1 is become an entrepreneur. That means you start a business or you build a business. Number 2, you become an executive. Number 3, you become a professional. Number 4, you enter into sales. Or number 5 is what I call phenomenon millionaires. Now, let's look at each one of these. Becoming an entrepreneur, 74% on average of people who hit million plus are entrepreneurs. So these are the people who start businesses. These are the people who own a business, okay? 76%, get this, 76%, 3/4 of all millionaire plus, billionaires are entrepreneurs. Executives is 10%. Those are CEOs, CFOs, COOs of large companies. The other one is professional. What's a professional? Professional are doctors, lawyers, and the traditional engineers. They are 5%. Sales are 4%. 4% of millionaires are salespeople. And then the bottom one is phenomenon. I call that 1%. The phenomenon are the athletes, the musicians, the movie stars, and lottery winners. That's right in this box. So when I looked at this scale and I said to myself, I'm in my mother-in-law's house and I don't believe in playing the lottery, so I can't do phenomenon. Let's see. I didn't go to acting school. I can't be a movie star. Check that one off. Then I thought, well, maybe I'd be a basketball player. No, I'm not 7 foot tall. Can't do that. How about singing? Oh, man, I can sing. No, my wife says, don't sing. Don't sing. I can't sing. Then I thought, well, maybe sales. Well, that's only 4%. Like, I could be a good salesperson. I could do that. I'll keep that mountain in mind. Then I went over to professional. Oh, professional. Okay. I have to go to school for 12 years or whatever, how long they go. I got to go to, 6 to 8 years to be a doctor, about 6 to be a lawyer, engineer. I got to go to years of school. It's going to cost me a ton of money. Oh, man, man. Then I thought executive. Well, all right, I could go work for another company, climb the ladder, and eventually 10 years from now become the CEO, CFO, COO. But I got to go work for some big company and start off in the mail room and work my way up. That sounds too long to me to get to $1 million. And then I looked over here to entrepreneurship. I said, wow, 76%. And I thought, all right, entrepreneur or sales, which one is my best chance? And I just did the numbers. And I said, okay, I got a 76% chance if I decide to become an entrepreneur. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where it all started. So why am I telling you this here today? I'm telling you this because I want you to be smart. And once you know your options, once you know your choices, now you can make a smart move. Because it's going to be almost impossible for you to become a millionaire plus working for somebody else unless you have some sort of profit sharing. Unless you're the salesperson that says, hey, I get a split in everything that's sold in this company. That's the only scenario that works where your potential isn't capped by somebody else setting your paycheck. So for me, I said, okay, I'm gonna go into entrepreneurship and I'm gonna build a business. I'm gonna work my job, I'm gonna build my business. For me, it was real simple choice. I'm gonna start an education business. I'm gonna become a consultant, a coach, a speaker. I'm gonna write books. I'm gonna create learning programs to help other people. So that was for me, but it may not be for all of you. So let me conclude with this. To do something smart, I think you need to do two things right now. Write these two things down. Number one, you need to go through your expenses and cut all expenses that are related to income reducing activity. First thing you got to do is you got to start a business. The second thing I want you to do is cut all expenses that relate to activities that don't generate you money. So that's subscriptions to Netflix. That's Disney Channel. That's addictions. That's stuff that you're doing that's taken away from your time to build a business. Cut those expenses. I agree with that. But the second thing you need to do is you need to start investing in yourself in two things. You need to invest in new skills. New skills. Whether you become an author, speaker, consultant, coach, and create content like I'm talking to you, taking your information, right, and creating income with it or not, you need to up your skill game and you need to increase your education. That's what you need to do. You need to learn about how to build a business effectively. So cut expenses on stuff that's not bringing you income in. You're wasting your money and your time. And start adding and using money to grow you for personal growth and personal development. That's what I did early in my age, early in the day for me. Now, for those of you who've been with us all week, and some of you are new here today, I want to just take a time to elude you because I'm sharing with you the fastest way. I'm here to give you the fastest strategies that I know that help you get to where you need to go. And I don't know of any other faster way to do it and a better industry to move into than the expert empire. Now, that's why I created 83K Academy. And here's what we do. We help thought leaders. We help thought leaders, authors, speakers, and coaches discover, share, and monetize their content and advice so they can earn revenue and make a difference. So the first part is all discovering. I got to help you first discover your one word. See, for me, I'm known as the confidence coach. For John Maxwell, he's known as the leadership expert. You say, what's his one word? Leadership. Benny Hinn, he's known for healing. See, you got to have that one word. That qualifies you to be an expert at what you do so that people will reward you back with high levels of money, right? So we help you monetize your revenue so you can make a difference. And that's what we help you do at 83K Academy. Now, we've already helped just common, ordinary people. Because sometimes people think, well, you know, I'm just a regular old person. Can I really do this? I'm not sure. Here's a lady. Her name's Carrie Jackson. And she was just a real estate agent. And she had a business. She was bringing in $287,000 a year. She went through my program and everything exploded. We helped her write a book called Heart to Win, What It Takes to Become a Seven-Figure Earner in Real Estate. She wrote this book. Her business started to explode, and in 1 year's time, she went from 287 and built a $1.25 million in 1 year with her real estate and her expert empire together. I mean, in 1 year, went through the class, bam, everything's changed in her life. This happens all the time. I just want to tell you, you can do this. This is an ordinary lady. She just graduated from high school and went and got her real estate license. Nothing special, not a great speaker, but listen, when you're in the right zone, it's easy to be able to do it. Here's another little couple. I met this little couple. They pastored a little church. LeJean and Venora Cole. Met them. They're pastoring a little church. The church was about the size of my of my studio right here. I mean, maybe more like my living room. And a little tiny church. They went through my program. And man, now they are all over the place, man. They've been to 80 cities, 23 countries. They've written 4 books using my process that I taught them. Now they oversee 3 different churches. They're doing these prophetic meetings. They're live all over social media. They have a huge following all over the place. And it's amazing. What happens when you attend 83K Academy? Your life starts to really, really change. Maybe I'll pull someone on to share. But here's the cool thing, all right? Because 83K's mission is this. It's to help you. I want you to think about this. It's to help you take your information into income. Our mission is to help you take information. Now, you can get that through research. You can get that through your personal experience, things you know, to take your information and create income with it. To take your pain. Anybody had any pain? Guess what you can do with your pain? Here's the good news. You can turn it into prosperity. I take your stories. How many of you got any stories? Like some really crazy stories about your life. We help you take your stories and create sales offers. We help you take your crisis and create content. Then we take your content and teach you how to automate it online to create cash flow, where it's coming in every single month. Then we take your experiences. Some of you have some expertise. You've been working in an industry for a lot of years and you think this is nothing. Oh no, we can take that expertise. One guy, he was working for IBM and he retired, and he says, "Oh, I'm so glad I'm done with IBM." He went through the class, and I teach what you need to do is go back to the industry you were in. You were in that industry for 30 years, man. Go back with my consulting program, pitch him my consulting program. He went back, pitched in my consulting program at the same price he was making for a whole year. He got for 6 months. He sold them for 6 months at the same cost, and he only had to show up one time a month for a couple hours. He took that expertise, went right back to the industry, and started making a killing. Yesterday, I brought up a police officer, did the same thing, wrote a book. His name's Andy, wrote a book on excellence in policing, went right back and started teaching police stations on how to handle situations better when they're in tough situations. It's amazing what he did. And he went on, he's on every major network when all those shootings were going on with the cops. I was super proud of him. So you take your experience and you turn it into an expertise, and that's how you build this expert empire. Information into income, pain into prosperity. Take my stories and I create sales offers. I take my crisis and I create content, because your old crisis, right? The one you've been through, but now you're through. Now you can help somebody else. Then we take content and we learn to automate. I teach you how to automate it online. So you're making money in your underwear. Anybody excited about making money in your underwear? I love it. Every day I do. Every day I do. Every day I do. And you create an expertise. So let me just tell you what is 83K Academy. This is the last day, and I'm introducing this because every quarter I do a class, 6 weeks. It's 6 weeks long. I do a class. I open up the doors. You got to apply, and you just go to 83kacademy.com. One of my team members will post it down below in the chat. And right now we're taking applications. We don't accept just anybody. You'll fill out an application form. You'll be coached by Coach Sherry. I'm not sure. She's probably offline right now. We have a coach, a master coach assigned to you when you fill out that application. She will talk to you. She will give you the details of 83K Academy, and we'll see if it's a fit. If it's a fit, then I will start mentoring you in just a few weeks on how to build your expert empire for 6 weeks. Now, what that looks like is every day we send you a video to watch a video. It takes you about an hour every day. Just turn off your television set at night. Take some time, and we give you the notebooks, the trainings, and every night just take an hour out of your time to learn how to be a coach, how to write a best-selling book, how to be a consultant, and how to speak. I give you the whole framework. It'll be 6 weeks long, and you do that an hour a night, and then on Saturdays, 6 Saturdays in a row, you'll come on Saturday at 8 o'clock, and for 2 hours, basically I just stay online and I answer all your questions. I coach you through things. We dive deep into each person who's on the call to help them discover their one word. What is the one word that you are going to write on and become an expert at? We help you discover that in that 6-week course. That has infinite value. Most people don't know what their one word is. They're generalists. I can talk on anything. That's the kiss of death in this industry. No, we need you to be an expert on one subject matter. And that's where you need coaching. That's where you need someone like me who has been in this industry a long time to help you, been successful at it, radically successful, so I can help you and coach you along with that. So that's what the program looks like. And I had a question. What somebody posted said, is it really possible for me to do this? It seems like it's really hard. Yes, it's really possible. It's hard if you try to do it yourself. That's why most people fail. They're the Lone Ranger. They're out there trying to do it themselves. I know myself. I tried and I failed miserably. That's why I ended up in my mother-in-law's house. But after that, I got coaching from the very best. Chicken Soup for the Soul Writers. They coached me and they taught me how to become a best-selling author. Les Brown, the #1 motivational speaker, taught me how to frame my message so that I connect with people. It's 3 things, right? I teach how to connect with people, how to impact people's lives when you are speaking, and then how to convert them. Because it's not enough just to stand and speak in front of people. You gotta know how to convert them, to get them to see what they need to do is they need to buy your system, not your book. I teach my coaches, you don't sell books. You sell a system, a package. And we help you create those packages, and we help you be able to help people convert. Now, today is you don't have to travel all over the world to do it. Another person asked. No, today I teach you how to get on other people's podcasts, how to get on other people's stages. And you could do it right from home. Teach you how to create your own little studio like I've created mine here. I teach you all these things, how to operate on camera. I teach you branding, how to brand yourself. And so all of these necessary things that you need, I teach you all of these things in my 83K Academy during that time together. Now, the other question that we had the other day, let me see, on our Facebook was, how much does it cost? We had that question the other day. And of course, that I told you that we never share that, because we believe that first you set your intention, then the how-to will follow. If you don't get anything from me this week, get this one. Many people want to figure out how to before they decide what they want to do. That's backwards. The how-to never comes into your life until you set your intention and say, I want to do this, and I start taking action. Then all the how-to, then the money, then the finances, then the relationships, all of those come before you are clear on the details. So if you're one of those C personalities, you always want to know all the facts and all the details. That's not how it works. That's not how faith works. Faith is moving, right? You move by faith. Not in what you see, but what's in your heart, what you don't see yet. You move in faith. That's what faith is really all about.